you're going to be coming on in just a minute, and you may be able to watch this later on. But today we're going to talk about being unapologetic. Unapologetic. And I say that because I'm watching some things that take place fraternally. And first of all, I want to say big shout out to the recognition between Mainstream Grand Lodge and Prince Hall Grand Lodge, the state out of Georgia. Congratulations. The next thing I want to say is that as I sit and I watch these things take place within the Masonic circle, such as the Mainstream and the Knights Templar issue that they're having, that's pretty interesting. I'm watching all of this play out, and what I'm finding is this for Black Masons is that we are always apologetic. We're always passing the olive branch. We are always, wanting to be friendly. We always want to be that person. And what I'm seeing is that no one, when things happen to Black people in this society, since this is Black History Month, when things happen to us in this society, no one runs to our rescue. No one comes to defend us. No politician, no one. Now, it may be some TV commentators who may come on and talk about the issue at hand and say that it isn't right. But no one, no politician, no police officer, no sheriff, no people that has authority, no judge, no lawyers are coming to the rescue of African Americans. That's not happening. But when something happens to us, we always want to seem like we want to apologize. We want to apologize. We want to apologize to everybody, but nobody wants to apologize to the suffering and things that is taking place to us. Yeah, we'll cause some hurt to ourselves, but what I'm looking at is the things that have actually taken place to us. Fraternal greetings, brothers. Fraternal greetings. And when I say to us, I'm looking at how they have, when I say they, I'm looking at the system, at the totality of the system. How they have taken and distorted the things that we have done in this country. We have fought in every war. We have held up the flag. We have done everything we possibly can do to be part of this country, to be accepted by this country, and yet they turn a blind eye to our suffering. They turn a blind eye to things that are keeping us in this funk. A lot of people want to say, well, it's your fault. No. I'm tired of blaming us for a situation that was not caused by us. And the sickness that is going around, I hear people say, well, it's Black people's fault. Well, they should do better. Man, if you understood your history, sometimes it's just best to be quiet. This system has taken and burnt down cities, towns that was built by Black people. I mean, built. I mean, they have flooded them out, put them underground. They have mowed them down. They have done everything they can to keep you from being a free thinker, someone who's they have done everything to keep you from being a human being. One senator some years ago said that it was his job. This is true. You can look this up. It was his job to keep the Black man lower than the beast of the fields. He said that. He said it was his job to keep the Black man from receiving any type of light of knowledge of self. He said that. And when people who are in power say those things about you, brother, sister, you best to be aware that it's coming at you. And the ideal is that Some of us sit idly by and just accept the mere crumbs that are coming off the tables. Like that shit is acceptable. Like it's okay. You accept being second class. You do. A lot of you do accept being second class. It's like it's okay. And I look at masonry as being that way, that so many of us accept being second class even in Freemasonry. And that's sad because you see yourself as second class Masons. I don't see myself that way. I don't. I see myself equal to any Mason on the globe. I don't. I'm unapologetic about who I am and the jurisdiction for which I'm a part of. And I take no prisoners with that. I don't care what you say or how you put it down. And that's the problem with some of us. We want to be accepted. We want this acceptance from other people to qualify who we are, and we're giving up who we are just because we want to be accepted. I won't do that. See, when somebody come and rape you, take your name from you, when somebody take your faith from you, your beliefs from you, and take the pure essence of your soul from you, when somebody come and do that and then offer you no apology, no nothing, and don't try to help you to get on your feet or offer you nothing but tell me you're free to go, and then even when you're free to go, they don't want you to go. When people do that, brother, that's some evil. That's evil, you know. But that bothers me. I don't know if it bothers you or not, but it bothers me because nobody white wants to trade skins with you. Nobody. You ask a white man, would you trade with me and be in my skin for a year? Ask him, would he like to be treated like I'm being treated? And you'll find out for yourself. You'll do that. So I don't necessarily just sit back and watch. I want to be involved. And when I say involved, I mean I want to, my thing is to be a mentor to my youth, to those who want to know. I'm not just going to sit idly by and not be engaged with the young people because they're up next. These young people, they're up next. Hell, the sun is high noon for me. I'm over 50. The sun is, brother, it's high noon. The sun is at its meridian height in the glory and the beauty of the beauty of the day. That's where I'm at. High freaking noon. So when I see that, it is up to me to be an influence amongst the young who are coming up. And don't just sit idly by and just say, it's going to be okay. No, because, see, the ones who had us enslaved are the ones who continue to educate us. And if you don't take pride in educating your kids or your grandkids and getting them brought up to par, brother, when they get older, they're in for a rude awakening. If they don't know who they are now, they're going to be in bad shape. I'm going to tell you this. My granddaughter came home and she was talking about non-gender. I'm non-gender. You don't have a clue. See, this is what the educational system does. They get your kids, they get our kids, and they mess their heads up. It is up to us to deprogram them, to debrief them, to let them know that, hey, you are a boy, you are a girl, genetically speaking. Let's look at this from a scientific point of view, not how you feel. I feel like a boy today. You have no clue. I feel like a girl today. You have no clue. They have messed us up, and we still walking around want to apologize. We want to apologize. Oh, I'm sorry. Man, and it bothers me. And then even with our faith-based our churches, you've turned God into a punk. God is weak. You preach a weak doctrine in regards to truly who the Messiah is. Whether you call the Messiah Jesus or whatever your name may be for the Messiah in your church congregation, you have made that guy, that being, you have made him weak. Oh, forgive them. forgive them. Don't turn the other cheek. Turn the other cheek. If he wants your coat, give him your coat. Look, I am not turning the other cheek. I'm not that guy. Too many times, this is what happens. You turn the other cheek, and people still punching you in the face, and you still saying forgive them. No, 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 no. Just the other day, a young man sleeping on the sofa in his own home, no knock warrant. Come in, 9 seconds, he's gone. 9 seconds. When is enough of being sorry and asking for forgiveness and being apologetic to those who are not apologetic to you? When is the time out for us to take control of who we are? And I know most of you, well, we so divided. We so divided. Man, look, we ain't as divided as you may think. It is those who continue to put that out there. We're not as divided as we think. And that is so true. The brother most definitely needed his flowers. I'm just saying, bro. So somewhere along the line, those of us who are in these Masonic lodges, in these Eastern Star chapters, we're going to have to take ownership. Take ownership. Take it. It's yours. Take ownership. And begin to build on that. Because what's happening, you who are in leadership in your Masonic lodges, you are not taking ownership. You're just there. You're just there. What programs do you have for your youth? What are you doing to instill in them who they are? What I'm saying is this. Instill pride into them. They should be prideful of who they are and the fact of what those ancestors have accomplished before them, what they have been left to do. There's a lot of work to do. And we're not doing the work because some of us have become Europeanized, meaning that we're comfortable now. You think you're safe now. You think everything is okay now. So you may have a house, a couple of cars, and all of that. That's great. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm as a matter of fact, I'm happy for you. The disappointing part is that although you may have these things, oh my goodness, although you may have these things, you find yourself in the wrong place, the wrong date, wrong time. Your life can be snuffed out like that. And it definitely doesn't have to be by a black man. That's a fact. So what I'm saying is that what we're going to have to do is use that olive branch to pass it to the next person. What we're going to have to do is look at the hourglass and see how the sands are slipping through, and we don't have a lot of times. What we're going to have to do is drop that anchor and be still and begin to work together across the Masonic board. I'm not saying that I got to come to your meeting. I'm not saying it at all. What I'm saying is, I know you're a Mason, even if my jurisdiction doesn't recognize you. You know I'm a Mason, even if my jurisdiction don't recognize you. The process is that we know who we are, so we must take control of that narrative. We got to do it. Nobody's going to take control of that narrative for you. The stigma is already out there. And you think just because somebody has accepted you over the past 50 years that shit is okay? Let's take a hard look at some things. You see, when Medgar Evers was shot, he was killed by a Mason. That's a fact. When the bombing in Birmingham happened, that was done by Masons. You see, when we look at a lot of things that are happening and has happened to us, it was done by some Masons. I'm laughing, but brother, you go back and do your own research and you'll find that out. A lot of things that happened to us what happened by those who had power to do it. It wasn't jail. Go back and look at Emmett Tillman in that family and their connection to the Masonic order. Go back and check that out. You'll be surprised. And how that all connects. I'm just saying things that happen to us is a tragedy, and nothing has ever been done about it. Nothing. They'll pay you off, but you can't talk about the case. Here's your 2.5 million, but you can't talk about the case. You can't ever bring it up again. Here's your 1.5 million. We lock you up for life. Oh, we find out 30 years later that you didn't do it. You know I didn't do it in the beginning. But the deck was stacked against us. And we don't seem to understand that the deck is still stacked against us. And we won't even get out of our own way to assure that we can work and we can do. You know? You scared of Glenn Cook. Bro, who? That man stay calling you out. Man, look, I don't have time for that traveling man. I don't care about Glenn Cook. I don't even know why you even on here, bro. Glenn Cook, I don't even get it. He can keep my name in your mouth. That means that you know who I am. You know, that's how you do that. So, you know, if Glenn Cook want to get in contact with me, he knows how to get in contact with me. He knows who I am. Anybody that knows me knows how to get in contact with me. I'm not hard to find. That's a fact. So, traveling man, you can move on with that. So, what I'm talking about, traveling man, if you can't get down with the get down, then you best move on. And I think that you are a member of Mainstream Grand Lodge anyway, if I'm not mistaken. You know. So, what I'm trying to convey here, that as being unapologetic about who you are and what you stand for. See, traveling man, you don't stand for much. You don't. I can say that publicly because I don't believe that you stand for anything. Personally, I don't know you personally, but I don't think oh, you PHO, traveling man. Traveling man that's mainstream from I think that's up in Canada somewhere, Seattle or somewhere. If you're the same guy. Well, if not, then I owe you a sincere apology. I owe you that. If I got you mixed up with somebody else, I owe you that. And I offer that to you. That's sincere. That's not just something I'm throwing out. But I don't have time to be bothered with Glenn Cook. If Glenn Cook wants to locate me, I'm on Facebook. I'm on IG. I'm easy to find. So let's move on from there. You're scared of Glenn Cook. Oh God, I don't believe it. Took me out. Boy, I tell you, people come on here and you say things. I don't know if you said that to kind of take me off my game or my thought process, but boy, I tell you, you people are special. But let's move on from there, and so we can understand that you're going to have to be apologetic about who you are and what you want to accomplish in the Masonic and what you're looking to do. Because if you're not, people are going to walk all over you because you have nothing to stand on. You have no heart whatsoever, and that's a fact. Now you can take that or let it alone. That's true. And by the way, traveling man, you said you was PHO, right? What Grand Lodge of PHO that you remember of? I'm the same, bruh. There are 4 different traveling mans on here. All right, what Grand Lodge of PHO that you're a part of? Traveling man. Just give me the Grand Lodge name. And we can roll from there. So, as I continue with this topic and discussion, first of all, for those of you who are on here, I appreciate you. I haven't been on here in a minute, but I was giving some serious thought over the past few days in regards to what has been taking place, what is still taking place, and how can I be effective in helping my brothers and sisters to be enlightened. How can I effect that situation? What can I do? And I've come to my own conclusion that I have to do better than what I'm doing, and that is being more active, not only in the community, but with the youth that I'm around. I'm around quite a few young teenagers, so I have to be more productive with them and educating them about who they are, and stop selling for what's being taught by the schools, but actually giving them hard data and giving them good books to read about who they are, because as we all know, it just didn't start with slavery. You know, some of us, our parents, our forefathers was already here, before slavery. We was already here. But it seems that every time something comes up, they want to start off with slavery. And that's not a good narrative to start off with when you already know who you are. And a lot of us don't, but that's because that's what we start off with. That's what we've been taught, and that's what we continue to teach and pass down to our kids. So we stuck there. Brother Tony, we love you, my brother. I appreciate that. I'm waiting on Traveling Man to tell me what Grand Lodge or PHO that he's part of. Since he says I'm scared of Glenn Cook. And he says that there are quite a few different Traveling Mans on here. That's true. But I like to know what Grand Lodge, you know. So look, my brothers, it is my hope, my sisters, it is my being that we somehow begin to gel with each other. And as I often say, if you can pass the olive branch to someone who don't look like you, who don't give a damn about you, who has scandalized your name, someone who has called you out, if you can pass an olive branch to them, you should be able to pass the olive branch to your brother. That's just that simple. You know, if you can look and forgive someone who have tortured your family, who has tortured people who look like you, and say it's okay, well, you can do the same to your brothers who look like you. I ain't saying it's going to be easy. I never said that. I'm saying, but it can be done. And it has to be done. Somewhere along this line, we're going to have some reconciliations amongst the brotherhood of Freemasons. But until leadership begins to do that, it's not going to happen. And I can say from my jurisdiction point of view, because I am a past grand officer of the jurisdiction, we have already started that process. You know, we have already started that process, and that's where we're at. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to leave this message out there. If anyone feels that they want to come on this particular platform and have a real dialogue in regards to Freemason, you are certainly welcome to come on. We talk about any and everything. There's nothing that we don't talk about, because it all deals and comes back to being a Freemason. It all comes back and deals with being a sister of the Order of the Eastern Star. That's the truth. Now, if you can't handle that, then you need not to come on the platform, because sometimes it gets a little hot. The discussions may stretch you the wrong way, so you may not be able to handle that. So definitely, we want to be able to have a complete dialogue, but it's going to be one of substance. We'll have that. But for people to come on here and talk about you scared of Glenn Cook and all this stuff, and then I'm asking you, you're going to tell me you're part of PHO. I'd like to know which Grand Lodge of PHO that you're a part of there, Traveling Man. I think, you told me, and I offered you an apology because you said you was a member of PHO, and I'm gonna sincerely say that's a sincere apology. But if you're lying to me, you're just a mark, and you can take that or let it alone. So look, I gotta go. I wish everybody well. Peace and blessings to you and your family as you move forward in this lifetime. Please be safe. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Keep your hands out your face. Brothers, maybe along this life, maybe I'll see you sooner than later. And if you want to get in contact with me, you can hit me up. My number is 619-985-1184. That's how you can get in contact with me. That number is not going to be around long, but you can text me, let me know. You can hit me up. I'm going to have this number for about another month or so, and then it's going to be gone. But that's the number you can hit me up at this time. But until then, peace, be well, and blessings to you and your family. I'm out.